guys, this is the ASMRmedic. I hope you're well. We are back after a long time away in our old school Runescape account. I'm the ASMRmedic YT for YouTube on Runescape, so if you want to add me, make sure to use that username. But I thought, as a way of kind of getting back into Runescape, as we have had about a month break, really. I think I just got a little bit burnt out with Runescape. Played quite a bit over the last sort of 3 or 4 months. That's kind of how I always played Runescape. I play it a lot, sort of every day for a few hours, and then I wouldn't really play it at all for a good while, and that's kind of the way it's always been with me. Let's turn ourselves onto a walk, and I thought that the best way to get back into things would just be a kind of an update of sorts, or at least for those who have missed, I guess, the first few, well, not first few, we had about 20 episodes of RuneScape before our small break, so I thought that we'd take a look. I don't know what's going on with my inventory here. I have no idea what I was doing before this video. You guys can always go and check it out, I suppose, the last RuneScape video. But I thought we'd just do a quick overview and then maybe just kind of wander around RuneScape a little bit and get back to grips with our surroundings and think about maybe what we want to do over the next few weeks. I'm probably going to do a RuneScape video once every week or 2 weeks. Probably won't do that many videos. I was doing kind of 2 or 3 a week before I kind of stopped, so yeah, we'll maybe go back to a kind of a more manageable number of videos per week. But I did want to get back in, as I was starting to miss the world of RuneScape. So as you can see from my skills tab, we obviously have level 13 attack, strength, defense, and that I'm fairly certain is all from well, I think the defense maybe was from leveling up at sand crabs quite recently. The attack and strength, I think, came from the waterfall quest. And let's slowly wander around Lumbridge and make our way to Varrock as we go through my skills, though. I think that should take about 5 minutes to get to Varrock, or maybe not quite, maybe if just 3 minutes or so. We have level 45 in hit points, level 10 agility, which I believe I had to do for a close scroll, which you guys know I love to do so often. Maybe we'll do some close scrolls pretty soon. They're always pretty chill to do, especially the medium to easy beginner close scrolls that I always do. We have level 36 in mining and level 27 in smithing, which I guess is one of those skills that I like to do, just kind of on the off, never really based on anything other than just grinding. I'm sure there are a bunch of quests I could do to make my experience a lot easier and less grindy for these early levels, but I just have such great memories of mining for hours and hours on end in RuneScape as a kid that the grind is actually part of the fun, really, to me. Smithing, maybe not quite so much. I've never been a massive fan of smithing. Where you're going to go up this path and through the east entrance is a path less travelled, I guess. Everyone always goes through the south entrance to Varrock for obvious reasons. I wonder if we can turn up our distance. Is it under GPU? Draw distance. Is that the right one? I can't actually remember. Maybe it's not. Oh, I think it might be. Yeah, it is. Oh, there we go. That's a lot better, isn't it? That's just so much better. Look at that. Wow. I really love RuneLight for this type of thing. They're doing God's work. There's actually a new kind of I don't know what you call this, kind of a client for RuneScape that's been coming out. I'll have to check it up in a second to get the proper information for you, but it's allowing essentially kind of well, and that is another very similar to mining, something that I'm sure I could get through the early levels much easier by just doing some quests, but there's something about grinding fishing levels that I just find incredibly nostalgic. I think I've told you the story before that I always saw Catherby as kind of my quasi-RuneScape home. I just love the area. I think it's such a beautiful and atmospheric place in RuneScape, and I used to love just grinding away fishing levels as a kid there. I never really got particularly far, but it was always something that I enjoyed doing. So I think pretty soon we'll probably go back to Catherby and just do some chilled out fishing at some point. I'm quite enjoying the idea of potentially doing some progress videos on my own. Not progress videos, just progressing as a player on my own, doing the grind, doing some quests. We can do the odd quest here and there, but maybe some more kind of traditional ASMR RuneScape videos wouldn't go amiss, like this, where we're just kind of wandering around the world of RuneScape, doing some typical grindy things like heading over to Catherby and just spending, half an hour doing some fishing or something. But yeah, let's make our way slowly to Varrock. Even just these kind of wandering around RuneScape videos could be quite fun. More traditional, less progress-based. I suppose we'll obviously do progress-based videos as well, because I like the idea of kind of developing this ASMR gaming community into what is a kind of mix between ASMR, primarily ASMR, and a genuine gaming channel. I love the idea of mixing those two worlds together, and I really think you can only do that if you consistently progress in the games you're playing, rather than just kind of wandering around and just being generally ASMR-y. Because if you watch most quote-unquote ASMR gaming videos, I'm talking about the really kind of popular ones, the ones done by GB maybe, he doesn't really get very far in the game. It's more to do with the ASMR quality, which is obviously what ASMR is about, but I'm really enjoying the idea of potentially mixing those two worlds together and really progressing in the game, and people having a kind of a let's play series that they can specifically relax to. So it really is a mix between the two, and so we don't want to lose that kind of progress aspect of these videos. But I think the odd kind of purely ASMR videos don't go amiss as well, and I think people do really appreciate them, because similarly in other games that I play, primarily Minecraft, I get a lot of requests for videos where maybe I'm just mining, not doing too much talking, not really looking to, progress in any real sense of the word, just kind of strip mining, looking for diamonds, maybe doing some fishing, maybe cutting down some trees, some really simple stuff. And it's more about the ASMR. Well, it's almost entirely due to the ASMR. The sounds, the ambient sounds of Minecraft, the music of Minecraft, the clicking of the mouse and the clacking of the keyboard, very similar to this kind of video as well. I've had people specifically requesting for my loud mouse, which every time I load up my computer I always forget about. I need to do that. My loud mouse is just behind me on my desk on the countertop, so I could plug it in and we could do that in the next video. Actually, I know that people do really enjoy the clicky mouse, but that just goes to show you what people want to get out of these videos. Some want pure ASMR, some people love the let's play aspect. It really is a mixed bunch, and it's fun kind of treading the line between them, and sometimes doing traditional ASMR, well, traditional gaming ASMR, and sometimes doing a more let's play ASMR type thing. Shout out to Let's Play ASMR. He really is one of the pioneers of the genre, along with CMP as well, because gaming, ASMR gaming news, he very much has a let's play aspect to his game, sometimes not so much. sometimes, most of the time there is. But he's also almost a gaming news channel, which is even more specific, which is very, very interesting at how he's really developed that into his niche and become so successful, and really deservedly so. And it's interesting to see that if you work hard enough and if you develop a following, you really can become successful in really any niche of content, really, I suppose. So we've kind of gone a weird way around Falador. I decided to go around the kind of western side, western border, which I don't think anyone ever walks around there. I thought it would be interesting to walk around maybe the paths less travelled, as I was saying. So this little building, you know, I have to admit, I didn't even know there was a spinning wheel here, which is interesting to know. I mean, I assume no one ever uses this spinning wheel. Who in their right mind would use this spinning wheel? I guess you could go from this bank, or that there just isn't really much use to it, especially if you're doing crafting in the free-to-play world. Well, you could go here if you have access to the guild, but if not, you would probably just go here because there's a spinning wheel right next to the top bank up here. I think this is actually on the second level, the bank's on the top level, if I'm not mistaken. Wayne is selling. Is that a chain? Oh, is he the chainmail person? He is. I wonder how much an adamant chain body is. 2,000. Interesting. 2.8 thousand. Oh, what about black chain body? 2.2 and a mithril. 2.5 or something. Oh no, 900. So he does kind of follow the G prices to some degree. Black is always slightly more expensive for some reason. There was something about buying armor from NPCs when I was a kid. That was just, there was something about it I really enjoyed. Like, it was obviously the GE came into play around 2007, I believe, and I started. That's not true, about 2011 actually, and I started playing in about 2006. So buying from NPCs back then wasn't that unheard of, because you either bought from NPCs or you bought from players directly via trade, which could be quite time consuming. So, you know, I would frequently buy from NPCs back then, especially things like staffs and runes and things like that. But when the GE opened, there was essentially, unless the price difference was significant, there was no real need. And it's actually very time consuming to go and buy from NPCs compared to buy from the GE. So I think just NPC trading kind of died a death with the GE, which is not something to complain about. The GE is an amazing resource and a very, very cool aspect to RuneScape. But an example, actually I'm glad that we've arrived in Port's Room, because this is a great example. This jewellery trader here, who would sell kind of, he actually has nothing here, but these used to all just, it used to be, they had like an unlimited supply, I believe. But yeah, I remember I would come here and I would almost be sort of like, let's say I through doing a lot of lobster fishing, I earned myself 100k over the course of about 4 or 5 days by fishing them and going and selling them, and eventually I'd have 100k. I'd be like, you know what, I deserve, and this is, you know, 11, 12-year-old me, I'd be like, you know what, I almost deserve a little treat, and I'd go, you know what, I'm gonna go buy myself like a diamond ring or something from the Port's Room jewellery shop. I'd go there, I'd pay the kind of premium amount that it would be back then, because I don't think that the prices altered that much in these shops back then. Maybe I'm wrong, but human trading part, which is obviously just human to human. It's like you're buying from a RuneScape, someone who lives in RuneScape. And oh, what a great example as well. Actually going to pubs. I would love going to the pubs in RuneScape and buying a beer from the guy. So I'd go and talk to the bartender, and maybe I'd come here with a couple of friends. Usually it's like friends that you've met in the game, although sometimes with friends from school. I remember, I'd buy a beer, due gold coins. Thank you very much. And you know what? We'd just go, and usually we would go. I tell you what we do. We usually go upstairs. No upstairs part to this one. It looks like, but we would go upstairs in the Falador pub here. Let's go there now. Well, no, hang on. Let's finish our beer. So that actually reduces your stats. It puts up your strength. We'll leave our glass here, and we'll make our way back to the pub. Cheers, mate. Closed door behind us, obviously. What a lovely establishment. But yeah, we would just for some reason really, really enjoy, especially me, the idea that you're in the world. Do you know what I mean? Oh wow, 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 what a throwback this is. This is the site of, this is the main site of of RuneScape Gods Exposed. So there was a kind of a parody or just general comedy channel on YouTube that is now no longer really, but they haven't uploaded in years, I believe, called RuneScape Gods Exposed, and they would kind of have three players taking the part of Gothic Saradomin and Zamorak, who and they would just do sketches basically, and this is where they lived in their kind of parody world of RuneScape. I believe there's also like some sort of Bandos god. I don't really know what you call it. I can't remember what it's called, but he kind of talked like this. He was a real kind of alpha, the alpha character, and the rest. Then Saradomin and Zamorak were quite level-headed, and Guthix was a complete idiot. Like, he really had some challenges. But yeah, that was quite funny. It just reminded me, very, very, very nostalgic. I actually didn't even really know where. I couldn't really have a place where that was, but obviously, yeah, that's where they based all their sketches, or at least the majority of their sketches and openings. The general store was also a big part of their sketches. If you're a fan of RuneScape, I think you have to be quite a big fan of RuneScape, and you've not watched RuneScape Gods Exposed, go and have a look. It's probably not that funny anymore. I think it's more funny as a kid. But yeah, just for nostalgic purposes, you can go have a look at that. That was probably the most popular RuneScape channel back in 2007, 2008. I may be mistaken by saying that, but I think so. But I think we're going to end the video in the bar. We're going to go grab ourselves a drink, see off our pint, and then end it there. So yeah, here we are in the, I believe it's actually called the Blue Moon, and I think you can tell by some of these signs outside what it's called. Or the Rising Moon, maybe. The Rising Sun. I thought there was a Blue Moon. I don't know, I can't remember. Maybe if we talk to one of these guys, they might tell us. Okay, they're selling Asgardian Ale, Wizard's Mind Bomb, and a Dwarven Stout, all for only 3 coins. Now, I believe 3 coins, that's a bit of a premium. I guess that's Valador for you. I'm going to take a Mind Bomb, because I believe that actually increases your, actually it might decrease your, I think it increases your magic level. It does up to 74. Oh, we should come here more often. Have a slice of cake as well, why not? But we go up here, there's a kind of a decking at the top, I believe. Yeah, there's a little decking outside. And we always just kind of stand out here overlooking the White Castle, and God, we were so